Hey guys. So, long time no see. It's the beginning of November now, and wanted to make an update video. I know I've intended to do these videos a lot more often than I actually have ended up doing them, but it didn't pan out. Had a baby a couple weeks ago, so I've been a little bit busy. So just finally got a chance to get out into the woods again. It is unfortunately very cold, so I don't know what we'll see, if anything. But I'm going to look around a little bit here, flip some logs if I can. It just has been storming on and off for the last couple weeks. Also, so we've been having, everything is wet. I don't know if you can see this, but it was raining for the last couple days, and it's not going to rain anymore today, supposedly, but it's also, soaking wet in my moccasins. Look at the things. Whew. Anyway, let's talk about weather. Yeah. So it's supposed to snow Thursday already. It's beginning, like I said, it's beginning of November, today, or almost middle actually of November. So it's been like a month since I made a video. And yeah, unfortunately the winter is starting to set in, and I don't know how much more we're really going to be able to get video-wise, other than my my actual bugs and stuff inside the house. So I'll still make those videos too, don't worry. Oh, everything's squishy. There's an interesting looking plant in it. Anybody know what these are called? Very spiny. Let's see what the leaves smell like. It smells green, grassy. Don't really know what that is. Probably toxic to humans, but more than likely birds can eat it. See if there's any walking around up here. Is another one of the bushes right there. You can see, okay. I can't see 100% what I'm looking at on the camera compared to what my field of view is in reality, so it's kind of putzing around down here. I'm gonna walk into the woods here. This is an old glass dump. My family owns the property, and there's the old bottles. Most of them are busted, so wouldn't expect to find anything real nice up here. Occasionally you find a neat bottle or something like that, but most of it's pretty shredded up, which is pretty normal for a glass dump. I'm going to try to avoid most of the glass piles themselves, just because I'm not wearing the shoes for it. Step around it here. There is glass literally all through the woods, though. Alright, let's see here. Hop over this way a little bit. You do find interesting stuff here. Like this is an old insulator from an old electrical wire. Who knows how old that thing is? You know, probably 80 years old or more. This dump itself, they originally started putting stuff in here in the 1880s, I believe it was. So this is some really old, interesting stuff up here. One of the more interesting things that I found was a tuberculosis testing milk bottle cap still attached to the rim of a milk bottle. So I thought that was kind of neat. Well, this was some edible mushrooms. It is now dilapidated into nothingness. That's a shame. Can't pick that. A lot of debris up here. Let's see if I can bump the camera over just a hair here. There, now it's a little more centered. Let's see my hand at all. No? Still not? Okay. Alright, so the camera's facing there. I'm reaching out here, so let me move where I'm going a little bit. So, what I'm expecting to find out here, I'll find things like this, like millipedes and isopods and stuff like that, pretty common, but I'm actually looking for roaches that have been chilled out, Parkablata specifically, cockroaches. I'm going to find a container. I forgot to bring one with me. Obviously there's a few bottles around here, so I'll be able to find something easy to use, but I want to find some roaches that have been chilled down to the point where they can't really run away very easily, and what's this? It's a little too tall. It's like an old mustard jar, that might work. What is this? Yeah, it might work. Old mustard jar. Old wagon wheel stuck in here. Like the metal part, the outside of an old wagon wheel. It's about 42, 44 degrees, something around there right now. So it's chilly. So whatever is roaming around out here is not going to get very far if it does happen to get uncovered. Should have brought a white towel along so I can get some pseudoscorpions. I'd like to find some black widows too, but don't know if I'll find any of those this time of year or not. I found them over the winter before, actually, so I can't say I shouldn't be able to. It's all... There's some ants. This time of year is when it's really easy to go out and find ant colonies that have been kind of stuck into their diapols already, where they're starting to slow down over the winter and they're easy to capture. That bottle still has a lid on. Still has a lid on it. There's a cockroach. Let's see in the bottom of the jar there. Laying upside down currently. It is a Parkablata. I don't know what genus it is, or I mean what species it is just yet. More than likely it's Virginica, but it's hard to say 100%. This is kind of where it's easy to find them. It's like rotten, punky wood, especially this time of year. They do have the ability to climb that to a certain degree, but because how cold it is, they're going to have a little bit of trouble with it, so there's something interesting. Let me get that roly-poly out of there first. Come here, you can go with me. Here, have some leaves. Put a leaf in there. But this right here, you don't find too many people having videos of these, do you? Oh, look at the school mushrooms. This is a queen bald-faced hornet right here. And she is trying to overwinter. But I disturbed her. So we'll let her be, go and get something else here. Oh, okay. Let's see here. What is this one? 1 quart liquid, W registered. Woodlawn. Some dairy. Woodland Farm Dairy Company. This used to be the property of the Meadowview Dairy. I don't know where those came from exactly. There's another Parkablata. See right there. Alright, let's keep walking. Yeah, it's so cold up here that I'm not really expecting to find a million things, but some stuff floats around still at this time of year. Ooh. Termites definitely took a hold of that, didn't they? All that mud up through it. That's how it's easy to tell between termites and ants, is if it has mud in it, termites have brought the mud up into it to kind of make their tunnels and stuff. There's a little spider down here. It's like a, hard to see there. It's a hackle mesh weaver, I believe, right there. Doesn't seem too happy about me poking at it, but termites are active all times of year. It's just, it's too cold up here right now for them to kind of come this far into the wood. If it's warmed up by the sun, they'll come out more and more, but this could also be a dead colony. It's hard to say 100%. Nothing too interesting there. Yeah, I mean, there's some spider webs and mold growing in there, so who knows. Like I said, there are widows around here. Latrodectus variolis, the northern widow. I'd love to be able to find one. My last one died a little while ago that I found. So right now I only have Latrodectus mactens. There's another one. Come here, Roachy. Like I said, it's so cold that they just kind of sit there, let you grab them. Hopefully in the during the actual winter, I'll be able to come out here and do a couple videos of winter hunting, which I don't often find a whole heck of a lot, but it's awesome when it does. But most of it is, like I showed you that bald-faced hornet that was overwintering. You find a lot of that stuff, things that have dug in for the winter. Nope, that's not moving. Alright. kinds of junk out here, isn't there? So I'm still looking for teaberry, or wintergreen, whatever you want to call it. Some barbed wire. I've harvested from these spots before. Never really find a whole lot in them, surprisingly, with how punky the wood is. Be good for isopods, though. I would think, anyway. Nope. Some at the end of my shovel there, I'm not sure what that is, but a little worm of some sort. Now, into the whole, like, area of do what I say, not as I do. Wear gloves when you do this stuff. There's all kinds of things you can get into out here that can be potentially painful. Not only spider bites, but there's also poison and various other things. Like I said, along here there's a lot of glass, so you can stab yourself pretty quickly, unfortunately. Pop that open. Whole lot of nothing. Alright, let's continue. Somewhere else. You can potentially run into small animals doing this as well, like small rodents and stuff like that especially, but you can also run into things like skunks, tearing apart logs and stuff. Haven't had that happen yet. I say yet because, well, you never know. Here's an ant colony of some sort. Bring it up to the camera here. Don't know what species this is. Probably a pavement ant or something. I wish it would focus camera before these ants start biting me. Well, that's annoying. Come on, focus on the ant colony. There we go. That's better. See all the eggs and everything in there. Alright, we'll put them back. very tiny things. I don't think you can see on camera. Oh, nice. Those are, I don't know if you guys can see these or not, but right at the end of my finger there, right there, I believe you call those lawn shrimp. See if I can get them in the jar here. They're a type of, or they could be fire brats too, it's hard to say. There's two of them in here. See if we can get them both. Isopod. Don't know what kind of spider that is. I'll leave that one go. Cold slug. There's a ton of springtails right in the center here. You can see those little white dots everywhere, but we'll tap a few of those in there too, why not? Like jars of miscellaneous local critters. There's some slug eggs right there. Could be snail too, but I think there was a slug on the log. I'm assuming slug. I think that was an isopod. I don't know. This little very cold ground beetle here. Leave him there. He'll get up eventually. Alright, what we got under here? A couple little millipedes. Doesn't look like anything else really on this one. Another couple millipedes in the back here. Oh, there's one of those. Fire brat, thrips, something. I don't know, they're not thrips. Oh, where'd you go? Darn. There. No. Lost it. Darn it. Oops, no, there it is. Where are you? You can see it on there. Come on, camera, do your thing. There you go. Right at the end of my thumb there. I almost feel like I missed that out of the jar. Well, whatever. Little millipedes and stuff. Nothing too crazy on there. So let's put that one back. One of those jumpy things, lawn shrimp things, whatever they are. Isopod. I like collecting the isopods and things like the long shrimp and all that because they are really good decomposers. They're good to throw into your colonies of roaches and stuff. Obviously, you don't want anything that's going to compete with your roaches, but I don't think they have the ability to. That was the one that had the ants under it. Let me put that back. Stay. Oh, this one's very squishy. Squishy and moldy. I don't see anything under there. I'd say there isn't, but I don't care enough to dig that long. phone has been doing this thing where it says I don't have enough storage, so it's only recording these videos in like 10-minute segments. So I apologize if there's like a weird gap somewhere in them. I might even have to upload them in the 10-minute segments too, because I'm not sure how to do that on my phone, because I don't really have any good video editing software. But it tells me I don't have any room on my phone, but I have 30 free gigs on my phone, so I don't know what the heck. The other thing, it makes no noise when it stops recording, so I have to kind of pay attention to it. Hope that I notice that there's a red dot that means record. Excuse me. There's a bunch of beetles. A centipede. And beetles. Get over here. Beetles right in there. And then the centipede running right there. You're right there. Ooh. It's a common garden centipede, I guess you call them. They're not hard to find, that's for sure. Wood has definitely been destroyed by something. And it's very muddy looking, so I'm going to assume again termites, but... Ooh. There's some little roaches. Break this piece off so I can get them in my hands. Let's see, where'd they go? Well, okay, there's one. If you can see that on my hand or not, running down my thumb there. That's one roach. And somewhere in here there's another one. Yeah, I could have dropped it, could have missed it, it's hard to say, but I'll put it all in there and just hope for the best. This is where most of the parka blata is going to overwinter, is inside of like really junked up wood. Occasionally you'll find some really interesting critters, but... And not that roaches and other things that I've found so far aren't interesting, but, you know, they're common, I guess. So there's that. Most people want to see the new and uncommon and rare things. Can't say I'll be able to find much of that. But we'll find out, won't we? I saw one. Oh, there it is. Well, I think I got that one in the jar. I'm not sure where that last one left off because I didn't catch the video. It's pausing that 10-minute segment that it likes to do. So... Yep, that was the wrong thing that broke. Come on, camera, do your thing. There we go. So my shovel broke instead of the wood. So obviously I'm not going to be able to dig in that one very easy. So let's move on to something else. Well, nothing going on there either. You can find all kinds of neat stuff under the leaf litter itself, especially after the rain like this. Everything kind of comes out. I don't know if you can see them bouncing around, but there's little tiny things in here that they look like big springtails, and they might just be a big species of springtail, I'm not sure, but see, there's a couple of them jumping around there. What are you? Beetle. Isopod. I'm not real big on beetles. Not that I don't like them, I just don't know enough about them to speak on them very well. There's some termites. Ouch. There's a roach too. Come here, you. Okay, roach first, termite second. These are subterranean termites here. Not rare by any stretch of the imagination. It's a worker. I'm surprised they're out this far up into the soil. There's only a couple of them that were there, but that's a beetle larva right there, which is actually a firefly larva. They're not uncommon to find, but I pick them up when I do. There's another little roach. Get in my jar. Most of this wood is still pretty solid. Just little pieces of it that are shaving off. There you go. There's one. If you guys can see it on camera there, but right there's another parkablata. Come on. There you go. Okay. That means they're in. Oh, there's another one. Gotcha. So that means they're inside of this wood here, which is nice to Dig open, there's another one. These could, like I said, they could be Virginica. They could be Pennsylvanica. There's a couple isopods there, I'll take those too. Because why not? But I only really ever find Virginica and Pennsylvanica around here. Parkablata in general. There's not a whole lot of activity around here species-wise. Come here. Don't go away in the mud. Supposedly I can find a couple other species in this area, but I've never had any luck. There's another firefly larva, I think. Apologize if the camera is getting shaken all over the place here as I chip away at the wood. All right. Alright, I'm satisfied with that for now. I don't think I'll get anything else out of there. Down this way. This little mustard jar was handy to find. It's full of little critters. It's too solid. A lot of stabby things right here. Ooh, that's my ankle. Like I said, a lot of stabby things right here. More termite eating wood. Alright, let's see where we are here. Again, I have no idea when that ended, so continuing from the last video. Didn't find anything under that one thing I flipped earlier, which is surprising considering This is the kind of log you'd find animals under, like mammals. You see there's little tunnels there. There's lots of poop right there. So something's living under here. There's another cockroach. Parker blotter are there, you just gotta look for them. You know, if you get into the woods, you'll find them. Maybe I'm mean for not putting that rock or that log back, but I don't really worry about voles and other things like that because varmints. Don't want them in the woods. Don't want them anywhere around here, really. Mostly all they do is destroy my crops, my root systems, and my plants. Nice pod. It's another type of centipede right here. See it on my hand there. It's all curled up. There's a centipede though. I'm not sure what species that one is. Ooh, that one is chilly. Oh, hey. Well, that sucks. See if I can still use the handle at all. Oh yeah, there we go. Not as much leverage, but so there's a lesson. Broken garden tools are not a good use in the woods. A lot of eggs right up here. I'm assuming those eggs are slug or something like that. So we'll well, we'll put that back over and cover them up anyway. Alright. Well, broken tools. What are you gonna do? Keep searching, that's what. There's gotta be more crap in here to look at. Where is it? Think that tree right here? What do you think? I shouldn't have to say this out loud, but it's a dumb idea to mess with dead trees. So I'm just gonna step away from them. It's windy. The bark is pretty rough on that one. This one's still pretty solid, but obviously they fall down, and when they fall down, they go boom and crush you. So let's not have that happen today. Just because it appears solid on the outside doesn't mean that it is. Hollow as could be, and that's why that one fell. And look, there's more termite damage there. It's all muddy up in there. And this is, again, probably one of the red oaks, because they keep dying and they don't do very well. There was a blight that came through a while back and killed a bunch of them. Rotten damp wood carries a lot of stuff. Rotten dry wood, not so much. Termite fodder, but not so much for what I'm looking for. Excuse me. Let's see. I might be able to move this. Nope. Oh, it's stuck. And right here, that is the marker. So that's the end of my property. So I turn back this way. I didn't realize anybody actually mapped it out up here. But I don't want to trespass, so... Oh, here's another parkavolata. One more roach. I think somebody purchased the house that this woods is connected to a while back. So they must have had a survey crew come through here. And in case you guys think that I'm like in the boonies or something like that, I'm really not. If you look out through here, I mean, there's a lot of little houses and stuff. So yeah, it's wooded, but it's not that bad. And you can definitely, yeah, find this kind of stuff in less secluded areas too. Like if you live in a cul-de-sac that has some woods around it, check those. You can still find all kinds of cool stuff there. I'm not sure if that... Whoop, dropped the jar. I'm not sure when that video ended, but I picked up this bug here that, to me, is some sort of assassin bug. If I can get my camera to focus instead of being a jerk about it. There we go. You can kind of see it has some bitey mouth parts under there, and it's not trying to sting me, so my guess is some kind of predatory insect just hanging out inside this rotten log. If anybody is better able to identify that, that'd be cool. Let's pokeberry here, pokeweed. That stuff can be toxic. It's one of those plants where if you get it at the right time of year, you can actually eat it. If you don't, it can really harm you. Make you have really bad abdominal pains, cramping, vomiting. You know, the really pleasant stuff. well, we got one parka blot out here, I believe. Not a lot, but there's another firefly larva. Put that in there. Yeah, is this thing not focused again? Sorry about that, guys. I have very little control over what this thing focuses on, because I'm not staring at it the whole time I'm digging. And unfortunately, the autofocus feature is pretty garbage. So, alright, well, let's head down this way again. I am pleased with the amount of parka blotto that I have found in these woods here. Especially with how cold it is today, you know. Not a whole lot is running around, so you gotta dig. Nothing there. Alright, well, clear a spot of leaf litter in the middle of like nowhere and see if there's anything under it. There's nothing around here, so see if we find anything. It's very small little critters. Nothing else though. Alright guys, well, maybe calling this a wrap today. Found a good bit of parka blotto and some other interesting little things here and there. Like I said, hopefully I'll be able to do some more videos over the winter. If anything, I'll at least be able to do videos of my colonies and that kind of stuff, and you know, we'll talk about that as I do, but just get myself out of the woods here. Alright, well, I will talk to everybody later. Have a good one.